Welcome back, Alpha Hunters. The markets are rolling on this very wonderful Hump Day Wednesday today. We are seeing a pretty good gap up, pretty good move higher on much of the market. And a big reason why is we got CPI, we got inflation data this morning. And didn't think inflation was going to be a huge kind of impact either way, just because it's been less and less important. But inflation rate, core inflation rate year over year was basically flat, 3.3%, which was flat to forecast, which was flat to prior. So there you go. Inflation year over year, though, headline. Prior was 2.6. Forecast is expecting a little bit of a higher uptick up to 2.7, and that's where we came in at 2.7%. So that's kind of where things stand as far as inflation. Not too much different, but the market did react positively. And if you're thinking maybe that was all night, now it basically all happened right there when we got inflation data. The market, pre-market, was very bullish on getting the inflation data. So there you go. SPY currently up about 0.6%, a little bit of a trade higher after the open. Qs, pretty strong gap up, nice trade higher. Kind of curious why the Qs are so strong off of that inflation data news, but they are. So yeah, you can see nice pop there. So a lot of things were actually trading a little bit positive before inflation data, but the inflation data kind of just sent everything higher. IWM currently positive about 0.1%. If I didn't mention it, Q is actually up 1.75 or one and a third percent. So that is kind of where those stand. DIA currently negative off of a little bit of a gap up, sell down there in the first 30 minutes. Interesting. Okay. RSP gap up, trading lower over the past hour and a half. Okay. So we got some pullbacks across just about everything except for tech so far. Okay. We'll see how that kind of shapes up. RSP, again, here with a pretty good gap up today, but we did wind up definitely holding that breakdown kind of early price action yesterday. We never completed the full bounce up higher back to the high or getting positive. So it is getting a little deep here on the pullback. I'm not too worried about it yet. I'd still be looking to be rather bullish on the RSP. DIA still just kind of hanging out on top of that 20 EMA, looking pretty good. IWM kind of basing on top of its moving averages, 10 and 20, looking pretty good. Q's the one looking pretty strong. Obviously, last week, very strong week. Really was not doing all that well until we got the gap up today. But it looks like, it's going to be pushing higher. So there you go. SPY not back up to all-time highs, but getting rather close. So there you go. It's just a tech-heavy day out there across the markets. VIX pulling back a little bit. Okay, fair enough. Looking pretty good there. Yep, dollar. Yeah, we kind of talked about this yesterday. We didn't get that breakdown, that continuation lower from late last week kind of breakdowns Friday through kind of an interesting look, and then Monday, Tuesday this week, especially yesterday, Tuesday, kind of had that push higher. I was like, yeah, it doesn't look good, right? So, all right, probably just looking to be bullish here, or maybe you're just waiting. I think you probably have a loose, like if you're looking for like a shorter term or you're trying to hop in for a trade opportunity, I think you probably have probably bullish here, right? But you have maybe a little bit looser stop loss, maybe back below this pivot, definitely below the 50 EMA. Because if we do wind up consolidating sideways here a little bit longer, because it definitely could set up in a little bit more of a consolidation here. You don't want to get wicked out if we come down and just really just snag this little wick low that we put in on Friday and just check into that 50 EMA. So you want to give yourself a little bit of protection if you are going to try to take that bullish now. So, anyways, just thoughts there. Gold, man, it's so weird to see gold and dollar trade in the same direction, But yeah, GLD gold. I mean, they almost move it in tandem now, and it's weird to see that because it doesn't happen normally historically like that. So kind of interesting. 10-year yield looking pretty good, staying strong. Yeah, we'll see what goes on there going forward. And we did get that inflation data, so we are going to get yields and yield curve movement. So yeah, 10 and 2 looking pretty good. Staying above the zero line, look like it's going to move higher. Fair enough. HYG, okay, HYG is gonna drive me nuts, man, because it's like should have been popping up out of here, but now it's just kind of like stalling out. But we've gotten back-to-back gap ups. Got a little bit of a pretty good lower wick yesterday. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this thing closes today, because we want to close them lower, then I would expect it to probably drop off for the relative, shorter term, next few days maybe. But if we can, with back-to-back gap ups, we can throw another lower wick and close back higher and get back up to the highs of the day, or push to the high of the day or something like that. It might not look horrible to stay bullish here, but yeah, just I don't like it if it breaks momentum, because then it's just you don't know what's going to happen. It's like I'd rather put capital to work at other places. LQD hanging out right on top of its 10 EMA, getting it sandwiched in between that 100 moving average. Remember, there was one day that we actually got above it. That was Friday. We gapped up. We kind of had a lower wick retest in that 100 moving average. You're thinking maybe this week we're going to come out and go higher, but no, we are still just kind of hanging out. You can see we're getting compressed between the 100 moving average and that 10 EMA. So it kind of looks like we're going to break down, but we'll see what happens by the end of the week. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm really thinking the LQD is going to wind up breaking down. Looking at that TLT, and it's breaking down. Yeah. This is that move that we were kind of talking about back in October, looking for that higher retest and then that rollover. I think we just got it. Anyways, we'll see what happens across some of the other bonds by the end of the week, but definitely looks like bond prices are going to be going lower. All right, as far as sector rotation on the day, man, tech is just like tech world is back at it, baby. We are back. Look at that. Communications, discretionaries, and tech sectors are all crushing it. All up 1.2% or more. Tech barely under that, but it's all right. Staples underperforming. Yeah, everything else is definitely underperforming. Yeah, Staples underperforming. Financials, industrials, energies, utilities, real estate, materials, all underperforming. Pretty good amount there. And you got healthcare way down there. Okay. Jeez. Interesting. As far as intraday price performance, we got communications doing very well. Actually started off the first 40 minutes very hot. You got discretionaries and tech a little bit outperforming there. So even the intraday performance is definitely is coming from the tech areas. Staples underperforming. Financials, energies underperforming. Utilities, industrials, materials, real estate, and healthcare at the lower end of the day.